Hey everyone, it's Bluelizardjello and welcome back to Blue's Storytime featuring Death Stranding. We are currently on a mission to bring some morphine. Not too terribly far away, but one thing that Deadman did say is that we can actually plot our courses using our map. So I want to show that off, even though it's obviously not something we need to do since we are not going very far at all. But when you open the map, you do just get this top-down view, but you can zoom out, you can zoom in, you can also tilt the map and kind of get the lay of the land, actually get the topography, which can be really valuable, especially when we start crossing some of these razor-like spines of mountains, streams, what have you, because we want to find an efficient route. So in this case, we can kind of see it looks like there's a barricade there. So if we want to plot a route, we can just kind of hold in square and drag it. Now obviously that's not perfect. In fact, I didn't even connect those 2 points, but there we go. And then it'll show up as we're running around, and even as we do our scan, it can re-highlight some of the other objectives like B2 or B1 rather over there in the distance, and the markers should go away as we travel. So Deadman wasn't actually physically there with us. He appeared to us using a chiral hologram. Chirality is something that we're going to talk about a lot in terms of gameplay and story, because chirality is actually an organic chemistry term, or at least a chemistry term, and it is essentially meaning that the mirror opposite of an object cannot be superimposed on itself. And to kind of put this a little bit easier, at least this is how I always understood it, your hands are chirals of each other, because while they are mirror opposites, you cannot superimpose them on each other. So do this if you're listening right now. Put your hands in front of your face and keep them kind of parallel to each other. They're mirror opposites, but if you try and overlay them one over the other in the correct direction, the correct spatial organization, they wouldn't be superimposed.
Central wasn't just home to Bridges HQ. It was also the seat of the Reconstructionist movement. If the president hadn't required special treatment, she would have never left. And if she hadn't, we wouldn't have either.
There are some hidden objects that you can find as we go. There's one on top of that HQ building there. There's actually one over the building over there, but until we start getting some equipment like ladders, we won't be able to access them.
Vital signs are all trending the same way.
No chance of a recovery then?
None that I can see. No.
We should start making preparations.
Sam! It's me, Deadman. Sorry, my mistake. I'm afraid the president's condition has deteriorated. Thank you. This will help to ease the pain and allow her to speak with you in these final moments.
Huh?
The first and last female president of the United States. Surely you remember her. She raised you? You're not exactly dressed for a reunion. Take that off before you come inside.
And of course we can just skip all this.
That's the president's right-hand man, the director of bridges.
Die Hard man?
Oh, you were with Bridges 1? So, I guess no introductions are necessary.
What's it been, Sam? 10 years? Look at us. A bunch of deathless freaks meeting like this. Yeah, well, good to see you two. President's waiting. It's your mother, Bridget. She's a bit out of it, but I know she'll recognize you.
Madam President, we've brought Sam. We'll leave you two alone.
Sam, I knew you'd come back. Are you doing all right? Yeah, I know you hate me. Amelie.
Amelie?
You remember Amelie went west. Took her 3 years to cross. She's trying to rebuild the country.
Still going on about that, huh?
You're the one I wanted to send, Sam. Time's running out. Help Amelie. She needs you. Together, you can help us reconnect. You can make America whole. Sam, if we don't all come together again, humanity will not survive.
We don't need a country. Not anymore.
We do. Alone, we have no future.
No, America's finished. Bridget, you're the president of jack shit.
Sam, listen to me. Please. So you are willing to help me?
No, I...
I love you, Sam. I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
Madam President! Oh, no.
Doctor, we need your help.
All hands on deck here. She's gonna be good. Give me 150 cc's. She's not responding.
Stay with me.
Listen, no one can know that the president is dead. If word gets out, Bridges is finished. Now, what happened here does not leave this room. Do you understand?
Yes, Director. But there's still the matter of the body. Without corpse disposal.
We've got that covered. Sam, before she died, the president made a contract with you.
What are you talking about?
As a member of Bridges, you're gonna work with the rest of us to rebuild America.
You think you can recruit me? Like she tried to?
Well, she succeeded. Look at your wrist. If that's not symbolic, I don't know what is.
Director, the cancer spread throughout her entire body. Harvesting organs is out of the question, and there is no need for an autopsy. Her body needs to be cremated before she necrotizes.
And if we don't, this place will turn into another crater.
What do you want me to do?
We don't have any porters right now. And the CD team you went into the field with are dead. But the president's body has to be burned.
The road from Capital Knot City to the incinerator was compromised in the void out. Now, the only way there is on foot, through the mountains. But the chiral density there is off the chart. It's gotta be BTs.
This job has requirements. Tombs. Repatriate.
So me. Why?
Sam, you're already on the clock.
Now get it done, Sam Porter Bridges. Can I have a moment? President Strand believed in American Reconstructionism. She worked tirelessly to bring the nation together again. And without her, there would be no Bridges. She deserves a funeral with full honors. But we can't give her that. If she dies, America dies.
Without her, Bridges will cease to be.
Listen. Her cremation must be carried out with the utmost secrecy.
Even if we pull it off, what then? Who's gonna take her place? Face it, America's history.
Sam, America isn't dead yet.
He just said that it dies if Bridget dies.
She may be lost to us, but we still have an America worthy of the presidency.
Sorry, what?
Let's not get into it now. What matters is that we're going to finish your mother's work and rebuild America as she intended. That's the reason Bridges exists. So take the first step, Sam, and deliver the president's body to the incinerator.
If we don't all come together again, humanity will not survive. You're the one I wanted to send, Sam. Time's running out. I love you, Sam. I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
The facilities to the southwest. Remember that you'll be passing through BT territory.
We built the incinerator way up in the mountains so that the chiral matter in the smoke wouldn't reach the city. It won't be easy carrying a body up there.
We'll be monitoring you around the clock. If anything comes up, we'll offer you support via the cufflinks.
we already saw this with the original corpse disposal team. When someone dies, their body has to be burned, otherwise there will be a void out, which is a very large explosion caused by the necrotizing of the body due to influence by chiral matter or the BTs. Something we still need to work out, but unfortunately I am tasked with bringing my own mother and the President of the United States, bringing her to the incinerator. So let's take a look and see where we need to get. So let's see, let's zoom out. Of course, I have all of my old markers, which I'm going to have to remove so they don't interfere here. Right, so there's the incinerator, and this is when looking at the topography is going to be very beneficial. So if I just, of course, just get to the edge, just like here, this will give me, here's the ramp right here. And then if we follow this creek, it looks like, yeah, it does get a little bit tough to navigate right around here. So we may need to get down towards the creek and actually go inland right about here. And we should be able to cross over. So let's kind of plot this. So just some basic lines right here. Hoping that this is not too deep, and then we can just cut west and get to the incinerator. That is the plan.
Sam, this is Die Hartman. Dead men explained how to use the cuffs, right? Use them to check the location of the incinerator.
Sam, I don't think I need to remind you, but every minute counts when transporting corpses for disposal. 48 hours following cardiac arrest, they go necro and become a fresh BT to make our lives hell.
So not only can they cause a void out, but they actually become a BT themselves. But apparently maybe that's what causes the void out, is actually when a body becomes a BT.
President Bridget Strand was the symbol of American Reconstructionism. Even with the country shattered and its people scattered to the four winds, she never stopped believing they could be reunited. People held on to their hope that America would rise again because they believed in her. We believe that this country can be rebuilt. America lives on, together with Bridget's undying spirit.
Now we're going to be going into BT territory, but as you can see, I don't have BB, the bridge baby, with me, which is unfortunate because that is an instrumental, I don't want to say tool, but let's face it, as of right now, that's all it is. An instrumental tool in being able to detect and avoid the BTs. Now over here, this watchtower, Nick Eastman, he is an NPC, not an actual player character, but this does give you an idea of what to expect when we start interacting with some of the player structures around the world. So when you approach it, you are given different options. Now we can like this. Now being an NPC, it won't do very much, but I can just sit there and tap on the control panel to give them as many likes as possible. And we can use a watchtower to actually scout. Now, right now, this isn't all that helpful, but we can see some good things. There's some crystals here, some chiral crystals. There's some cryptobiotes. We also have some equipment. There's a ladder there. There's some more crystals, and we can also see our own markers. This is really useful, I find, when we are dealing with mules, which are other human characters that we have to avoid.
Oh. Almost toppled over. Yeah, just like that.
See if we can't get close enough to these crystals. No, not yet. Do need another device.
God damn it.
First of March, it's clear to me there's something that's uncomforting. Your body is away with me, but I'm exactly where I wanna be. But I'm a long way from home.
I know your voice, I know your face. This is something I cannot replace. Give me hope and give me doubt. Well, I loved you then, but I don't love you now. I'm a long way from home. 'Cause we're a long way from home.
Now at this point we do have this ladder over here, which is actually the game's way of saying that this is what they recommend. And I am tempted to follow it. I wonder what other objects we have. Really nothing nearby. We may be altering our course, which is going to happen from time to time. Give Igor here as many likes as possible. Why don't we take another look here at our map? So if we're going to be going this way, we may just want to... I guess we could actually just stay on a similar path and just modify A4. Actually just delete it and head right over to A5.
Don't walk away. I've got nothing more to say.
Can you see it in my dying face?
You're acting like I care.
Another ladder coming up.
Is there anything that I can do?
If there was, would we be singing?
But you're a part of me and I'm a part of you. Yes, you're a part of me and I'm a part of you. Yes, you're a part of me and I'm a part of you. Yes, you're a part of me and I'm a part of you.
Looks like we really don't have a need to go to that ladder because that's just going to be another way to cross the river. I am curious who placed that. Wouldn't seem to make too much sense if it was Igor again. It was. Is he suggesting that I go this route? That seems not very attainable, if I'm being honest. Unless there's a path along the cliffs there. It's possible. It doesn't seem like a great idea, but you know what?
This one's for you.
We're gonna give it
Thanks
a
for your
shot. No. Use the ladder. Oh, I don't know. That's a lot of terrain. Yeah, there's just so much equipment over there and none over here. Is this water crossable? Yes. Yes, if I move up a little bit. That has a little too much current, but if I just go to this large rock.
Goddamn cottonmouth.
Alright, stamina isn't too bad. Do I actually have anything? I do have a monster energy drink. Fantastic. So we have a rope and a ladder over there, several pieces of equipment that way, but this is possibly a little bit easier, unless this is actually just going to lead up there anyway. Thank you once again, Igor, for your help. Igor. I actually think that we do meet, not Igor himself, but a relative a bit later on.
Anybody hear me?
Alright, Igor, where did you go next? It's a really, really steep cliff. I may be able to tackle this right side, but I don't know. No, we cannot. Okay, so Igor, what was your plan? Maybe I just should have stuck to my original route. As long as I watch my stamina. Oh boy, that is quite the fall. Where is all the other equipment? Oh my goodness. I'm not sure I'm going to be making it up over here. I may have to backtrack quite a ways. We're going to try. Felt like I should have been able to make it. My concern is I'm going to get to the top of this and it's just going to be an absolute razor. Really don't think this is what Igor had in mind. Or it is, and he was much better climber than I was, or at the very least didn't have the corpse of the U.S. president on him, on his back. We're slowly but surely getting closer to our original markers that I could have just headed towards, as well as some more equipment. And sure enough, it's Igor. Oh, careful. Definitely need to slow it down. Oh. I'm only hoping that I can drop here safely. Ish, at least. Safely-ish. Stamina is very quickly going down. Well, we made it. Can't say that was the most efficient route.
So that's the place, huh? Right. Oh, whoa. That was close.
Is climbing rapidly. Heavy timefall is imminent. Get back here, now.
Sam, burn the other cargo while you're there.
What's this?
BB-28. It's the unit Igor was assigned. It was hooked up to you when we found you in the crater.
But why is it here?
Because it's flagged for disposal. Central Knot's gone, and our headquarters along with it. Because that thing didn't do its job. It's all in Igor's logs.
But it's still alive.
It can't be repaired, and it can't survive outside the pod. Pity it if you want. But the decision has been made. It has to go. The director approved the order.
Status is fucked. There's tons of them.
Must be from the bodies we couldn't get up to the incinerator in time. Comes with the territory, I'm afraid.
Can you sit out the rain?
No. They're closing in on my position. I have to move before they realize I'm in here.
Sam, if one of those things eats you, it'll trigger a void out. You'll come back, sure, but the surrounding area will still be a crater.
I got an idea. Start, you shit. Maybe you are defective. That's it. Do your thing. Keep low and move cautiously.
A few things to mention before we actually move on. Igor, not Igor, and Igor was actually the member of the corpse disposal team who tossed his BB right before he was taken himself. Makes sense that he would have equipment leading up here to the incinerator, but I am now questioning what exactly triggers a void out versus when does someone become a BT. Deadman had mentioned that this place is crawling with BTs, most likely due to the corpses they couldn't get to the incinerator in time, but why didn't those corpses trigger a void out? Right, so now we have the ability to sense the BTs pretty well. And as long as we move rather quietly and scan often, we should be able to work our way around them. We may have to go very slowly and very quietly and watch that scanner. I am going to have to drink though because my stamina is just so low. Looks like maybe going wide left. I saw some right ahead of me. We may be able to take the path that I originally intended instead of going back over the mountains. It's a longer way. I don't honestly know if it's going to be any safer. You can see all the plants just growing and withering in the rainfall, or timefall rather. Oh, this is a tough spot to be in right now. The game may be trying to convince us to go back over the mountains. I am going to see if I can see past right here. It's going to be tight. The only real benefit to doing it this way is if I do get caught and I have to run, it should be at least a little bit easier than running over the mountain. Oh, we're slowly but surely making it. Still have quite a ways to go, though. Although the scanner's calming down. We may be okay. We're now free of the BTs. I'm not sure if that's the intended way to go or not, or if you are expected to go back. I know when I first played this, I did go back and, well, I ended up getting caught and had to run, and that was not very successful. Now, can I make it back if I just head around this mountain instead of climbing over? I can, but I should be able to scurry up that relatively easily. I don't have any weight. So why is it that humanity now is infected, I guess is maybe the best word, with this chiral matter that forces us to incinerate the bodies, or else a void out occurs? I'm not sure. I don't even know that I have any theories right now. Nice little combat roll. Good thing I wasn't carrying any precious cargo. I don't think there's any loot for us to pick up and bring back, but we might as well scan just in case. Doesn't appear so. I guess there's nothing left for us to do than to head back and let Deadman and Die Hardman know that the deed is done. So there was clearly some family history between myself, Bridget, who is the president, corpse that we just disposed of, as well as Amelie, likely a sister, who it turns out was pregnant. At least in that photo that we had where her face had been washed away due to the time fall, she was pregnant then. And we got a glimpse of her when we died, and right before we repatriated, we saw her on a beach full of dead whales, crabs, and of course we saw some of the BTs off in the distance.
Beginning scan. Scanning Bridges ID. Verifying ID. Welcome to Capital Knot City. Proceed to distribution center.
Sam, come back to the distribution center. Check the location on your compass.
It's a miracle either of you made it back. When someone with dooms hooks up to a BB, your feelings and memories cause feedback, like with the speaker. It amplifies fears and stress, and runs the risk of taking you to a place from which you will not return. I'm sorry, but this BB has been pushed beyond its limits. Disposal is the only option.
Sam, get cleaned up and come to the president's office. We need to talk.
Sunset, the day is ending. Let that yawn out. There's no pretending.
Sam, I thought I told you dooms and BBs were a dangerous combination. Huh, perhaps a shower is in order. You're still covered in chiralium. Don't want the president to see you like that.
The hell you talking about? She's dead.
You're upset. Is this about BB-28?
Go fuck yourself. I'm not your errand boy.
Well, in any event, it seems it owes you its life.
No, we owe the kid our lives. You too.
As you say, I shall look after it. Give my regards to the president.
It's almost time to go, Sam. Here. It's a dream catcher. Wear it when you sleep, and I'll keep the nightmares away. I'll always be with you.
Good morning, Sam.
Sam, this is Di Hartman. There's a private room set aside for your use. Bridges perk. Take a moment to clean up, Wash all that chiralium off, then come to the President's office.
So, unfortunately, we're not able to use the facilities, but we can take a shower, which apparently would be good to wash the chiralium off.
Sam, can you hear me?
For fuck's sake. Is it anything private anymore?
Oh, no. Except for taking a shower and going to the toilet, that is. I take it you were getting yourself cleaned up. Good. Come to the President's office as soon as you're done. She's waiting for you.
You did well, Sam. Thank you. Bridget may no longer be with us, but her legacy has a chance to live on. Sam, listen to me. America, Reconstructionism, her dream isn't dead.
I don't want to hear it.
This is the face of our new hope. Our new America.
Amelie.
My mother may be gone, but I'm here. And you, Sam, you're here too.
Been 10 years since you saw each other, right? And in all that time, she hasn't aged a day.
He knows why. My body's still on the beach. I don't get to grow older. But you do, Sam. You look good.
So you're serious then about reconnecting everyone and everything?
Someone has to succeed Bridget, Sam. More importantly, someone has to carry on her legacy and see our country rebuilt. Samantha America Strand, our new president. A new beginning for our people, for our nation. Under Amelie's leadership, we'll re-establish the UCA, the United Cities of America. This is how we'll rebuild our country. But we'll need your help to do it, Sam.
No, I'm through with this. I said my goodbyes to all of you when I said them to Bridget.
We never forgot about you, Sam. You ran away. You cut us off.
Amelie put together an expedition. The best of Bridges won. And went west.
I led them past craters in BT territory. I kept them safe while they searched for survivors.
Never once missed a BT. Saw him coming a mile away.
We convinced community after community to join the UCA, and we left behind our own people to help them. It took us 3 years, but we managed to make it all the way to Edgenaught City.
All the way to the Pacific. Jesus.
Yeah, but then everything went to hell. The team was wiped out, and Amelie was taken.
Taken?
I'm not being kept in a cell or anything like that. I'm allowed to use their facilities and to speak with you whenever I want. I just can't leave the city.
It's all to safeguard the continued independence of Edgenot City. Well, that's what our keepers are saying, at least. They want the UCA to leave him be. Amelie's their insurance policy in case we don't.
Who are these assholes again?
Homo Demons. Militant separatist group. They run Edgenot City.
I've heard of them. Bunch of terrorists who go around towns killing people and leaving craters.
Right. Nothing's off limits for them. Not even engineering void outs.
You think the suicide that took out Central Knot was one of theirs?
Could be. There are extremists like the demons everywhere, plotting in the shadows. They're decentralized by nature. No one organization to rule them all. Just a common ideology.
I know not everyone shares our vision for the future. If we Americans don't come together again, humanity won't survive. I carried my mother's message to people all across the country. But not everyone was willing to accept it.
More than a few would rather stay isolated. Keep to themselves. Go it alone. Like you, Sam. They think that America can only be rebuilt by force, by men who tell them what to do, who take away their freedom and put them in shackles.
What'd you put on me, huh? You know better than the demons. Just another kind of cult.
They're not shackles, Sam. They're a symbol of our bonds. That's what we need right now. Not to stand apart, but to come together. To form chiral knots and reconnect.
Sam, we want you to go west and finish what Amelie started. The people she left behind have been hard at work, setting up chiral network terminals. But these terminals are still isolated. We need you to bring them online. And for that, you'll need a Cupid. This contains all the necessary security and operations protocols to integrate a terminal into the chiral web. Take the Cupid west, Sam, and reconnect the people of our great nation. And when you get to Edgenot City, find Amelie and bring her home.
After that, I'll take over the presidency and carry on Mother's work to save the country.
This was Bridget's dying wish. This is how we'll move forward.
Please, Sam. We need you.
I'm Sam Porter Bridges now. I'm not a Strand. Hell, I'm not even part of this outfit. You all saw to that. I'm not getting involved with you, or anyone else, ever again.
Wait!
See? It's like I'm not even here. Same as it ever was.
Sam! Sam! Hold on. Stop! Listen to me. America needs you. Both of you.
Yeah, covering the world in cable didn't bring an end to war and suffering. Don't act surprised when it all comes apart if you try to do it again. Round and round it goes. Connect, reconnect, it's not that simple.
All right, Sam. Just take it easy. I get it. You don't have to commit to anything now. Why not get some rest?
Good idea. We all need our sleep. Leave it too long and you're liable to reconnect with the other side. The necessary maintenance has been completed. Various adjustments and fine-tuning for your benefit. You can use it again. For once, it would seem that Dooms and BBs are a good combination. Or perhaps the two of you have something of an affinity for one another.
Sam. Listen, you are Sam Strand.
No, I'm not. Not anymore. My name is Sam Porter Bridges.
It's a funny word, Strand. A strand is part of rope or bond, while stranding means being washed up on the shore. And being stranded is when you can't go home. I'm stranded now, Sam. Here on the shore of the Pacific. Thousands of miles away, but our bond still holds. You're free, but we're still connected. Don't tell me we're not. Come back, Sam. I'll be waiting for you.
Wait!
Good morning, Sam.
Sam, this is Di Hardman. You were out like a log. Must have been beat. Private rooms come with all the basic amenities. Shower, toilet, etc. Drop in when you need to rest. Inspect your gear, review info, or whatever else. If you have any questions, feel free to ask our staff. But before you do, why not check things out for yourself? See how Bridges operates these days.
Question that I'm going to leave you all with at the end of this second episode is the idea of BTs versus void outs. Based on what we've heard and seen so far, what are your ideas? What are your theories as to what constitutes a full void out? Or is it possible that a body can simply become a BT without the void out? Let me know in the comments below what you think. But that is going to do it for this episode of Blue Storytime featuring Death Stranding. And as always, just so much to talk about, so much to unpack, but we're going to have to leave that for next time, when we can start taking on some missions and spend some time portering loot and supplies to different areas around the country so we can begin to rebuild America using the chiral network, which raises some interesting questions in and of itself, but that'll have to wait. Hopefully you're still enjoying. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.